Divine morning, everyone. We have got Master Chandra sir, who is a very senior and founder of Buddha CEO. And thank you so much, sir, for coming over here and taking this session.
Thank you, Anita ji. Wonderful to meet you here. I'm sure we might have met on Enlightenment Hour, perhaps, with Patriji. So, dear friends, my deep gratitude to Patriji and Pari, madam, for getting us all together here. Let's go into, once again, meditation on this beautiful program called Inner Nature, Outer Nature. Inner is infinite, outer is finite. It's really how we define. So this meditation, once again today, we'll go in and then discuss the concepts around the qualities of this infinitely potential inner. And so then the outer can easily be taken care. If inner is infinite, inner is energy, outer is matter, nature. And so then we handle it through the potential of inner, through the powers of inner. The quantum field that we call the inner outer is the Newtonian field. Inner is unpredictable, outer is predictable. So if you know how to handle the unpredictable, predictable becomes easy. So we go into Anapanasati meditation. Very simple, if anybody new. We are observing our natural breath with our eyes closed so that our mind becomes empty. Our goal is to empty the mind and be in the state of emptiness for as long as we can. So there'll be music, there'll be mind and guidance. So our job is to be in the state of emptiness. That emptiness is that true inner, that energy, that quantum field, that consciousness. So when you observe breath, with your eyes closed, fingers into fingers, hands in your lap, comfortably rested, crossing your feet at ankle, and then taking that comfortable posture and observe the breath anywhere in your nose. And then slowly mind becomes empty. As the mind is empty, you are in this greater state of emptiness called energy, the quantum field, your inner. So that's the practice for us. In case thoughts come, attention back to the breath again. It's common. Thoughts are natural. They're part of the whole process of meditation. So we continue to observe the breath when thoughts come. And then again, slowly go into emptiness. Relax yourself, dear friends. Sit comfortably. Relax your body. Dear friends, dear masters, we are going into powerful group meditation with your eyes closed. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. goal is to empty the mind. When we observe our breath, the mind becomes empty. As our mind is becoming empty, we experience that greater emptiness. That quantum field of energy, that consciousness, yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to become totally empty of all thoughts in your mind. And as your mind is becoming empty, can you become aware of that emptiness, that blackness? All around your body, occupying your room.
yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience that emptiness, that light inside of you, all around you. It is natural to have thought. If you recognize you are thinking, go back to observing your breath, dear friends, and slowly find that emptiness all around. All emptiness is energy. This is that infinite quantum field of energy. This is that field of limitless potentials. The longer we stay aware of it, the more we receive from it. Merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience that emptiness, that energy, where there's no body, where there's no thing. This is the field of unlimited. The longer you stay aware of it as no body, dear friends, the more open we become. The more clearer we become. We are all deeply interconnected. the longer we stay aware of this emptiness, that energy, the more we experience our wholeness. If you find yourself distracted with thought, go back to observing your breath, dear friends, and allow yourself to slowly find that emptiness all around. Stay aware of that emptiness, that blackness, that energy. We are less matter, more emptiness and energy. Allow yourself to stay away from your body, away from your life. Allow yourself to become that awareness. Merge into your breath. Merge into that emptiness of yourself. Everybody and everything are connected. In this field of emptiness. Friends, at this time, let's express gratitude. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Be grateful to your parents, your teachers, your mentors, your gratitude to your family, your friends, your colleagues, relatives, everybody. Be grateful to this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals. Our Mother Earth, the sun, the planet, the stars. Your gratitude to everything you use, the technology, the system, the company, the government that support our life. your gratitude to yourself and to this intelligent universe, that quantum field, for allowing us to experience so much more in this life. Relax your body.
All is well. I can rest. I am safe. All is well. All is well. I can rest. I am safe. All is well. All is well. I can rest. I am safe. All is well. All is well. I can rest. I am safe. All is well.
Recollect your experiences from the session. Your feelings, your visions. And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. And then you may open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. Hope you enjoyed the session. Anybody would like to share an experience or two? How you felt? Hi, Parit.
Hello, Chandra.
Morning.
Good morning, and good morning to all the viewers and all the participants over here. Thank you so much for joining in. And that was a wonderful, wonderful meditation, Chandra. Very, very nice. And the way you guided everyone, it's so wonderful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's always a great, great opportunity to be with you and Madam and then and particularly the project that you've taken up, Swag. The beauty of PSS moment is that Swag became the inner nature of everybody. And that's really what it happens when we are experiencing everyday's that wholeness that we are. And at Pyramid Valley, the first thing that we did, when I came into meditation back in 2002 was when I really, really adopted it to my life. Until then, I was dabbling, experimenting for 3 years. But the first thing we did, and then as soon as I came into meditation, meaning as soon as I understood myself in the year 2002, 2003, Pyramid Valley started. And year from then, something really happened inside, because with the practice, you become slowly that. And so that realization that nature is us. It is our creation, it is us. It is that wholeness. Nature is part of it, it's not just people. And so from then on, we ensure that we do not remove any tree. Because SAR could not be physically overseeing any of this. And so it is us who are there as guardians who have to take care of it. And so we ensure that, if we have to remove a tree to construct the whole buildings and development, and we have to really be that mindful about it. And even cutting, there was a time where we were cutting, let's say, the contours of the land, and that also we were really that mindful. And then, at least personally for me, I could feel the pain of just taking a piece of land to just because you want some flat road, without any thought about it, just because you want some lawn, without any thought about it. There's got to be a purpose before you even cut a piece of land. So that is how I became that close one with the nature. Since then, it was easy to sort of apply the principles in saving nature, really. And I think save water, go green is a non-symbolic, but it's really about protecting the whole planet, the environment, right? So personally, I feel your project is just beautiful. And thank you for, someone has to hold something that important. And every time Karthikeyan sir brings this up, and because he's also very fond of this, he's also very fond of protecting the planet. Thanks for starting up and then holding. Somebody really hold this, and then you are the one who did this. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandra. And yes, and I still remember Pyramid Valley when it was initially starting. It was just nothing but trees, lush, green, full of trees, and it was so wonderful. And I can't imagine Pyramid Valley without trees. It's so beautiful just with the trees. And I can understand your feelings when you say that you can't cut the trees. You couldn't cut the trees, and you should have to protect all those trees over there. And that is amazing. And Swag, yes, it's all our project. I mean, it's PSSM's project, which we have started in November 2020, and slowly we're trying to bring awareness about nature, and more importantly about animals, about the kind of atrocities or the kind of things that we do as humanity, the anguish and the pain that we inflict upon the animals. That's the main concern of Swag that we are doing over here. And that's what I wanted to say. Thank you so much, Chandra, for doing this over here. Thank you.
I want to extend, of course, protecting animals becomes our second nature. So we are doing this significantly. It's part of our teaching. It's part of our message. That's what we live. It's what we encourage people to become the day they become meditators, or they come into our fold, or they come in contact with us. But one other thing at Pyramid Valley we were doing is it's directly part of the save water, rainwater harvesting. We end up. I take great pride in all PSM projects, because we are absolutely putting so much nature out there. We are allowing animals to freely be there. Right? We don't chase dogs away. We don't chase things. We just have them around. They just are humans. But more importantly, we're also doing all the water conservation works. We are building everywhere water bodies, everywhere. And water bodies are giving lifeline of water to all the places around it, nearby. If you have a big lake, it gives water source to the hectares and hectares of hundreds of hectares around the area. And so at Pyramid Valley, particularly, we've done this. And then in the beginning, we recognized, and then widen the whole canal, and then build this huge water body. It was very narrow. We made it so big. And so there is so much water. And then we ensured rainwater gets collected from all over the site into the central place. And so the building that water resource, and in fact, some politicians came and said, wow, you guys have done such a big work that our water department, Minister of Forest should do. And you guys should really apply for some funding because this all comes under, the government initiatives to protect nature. I think every PSM project is, every PSM ashram is that way, is generating, preserving water in many, many ways. And of course, growing tremendous amount of green cover and an animal cover nicely.
Mm. Yes, and that's the beauty of it. And the last time I came to Bangalore also, Valley also, there's a small stream flowing. It was just like a small waterfall. It was so beautiful. Just the sound of it was so beautiful. And yes, and talking about Karthikeyan sir. My dear audience, I would like to tell everyone who, if you do not know, that Karthikeyan ji, Dr. D.R. Karthikeyan ji is our very own swag ambassador. So he's our ambassador. I have requested him, sir, can you please be our ambassador? And without a second delay, he agreed that, yes, I will be your ambassador. So we have him with us. And whenever I need support, he's there for me. He stands for nature. He stands for animals. He stands for the environment. So a big, big, big thanks to Karthikeyan ji on this platform right now, as I'm speaking with Chandra, alongside Chandra. So thank you, Karthikeyan sir, for being there, mentoring us, guiding us through all of this. Thank you.
Absolutely. I think there is one person who is very seamlessly, it becomes his such a easy practice for him. It's a nature for him. He's not putting things, right? It is like he's living it. And someone like that who is talking about it actively and then definitely associated with us in amplifying this message that we're carrying, all the messages, meditation, reading, vegetarianism, nature, all the messages that PSM that is carrying is amazing. And I know Sar has deeply been missing Patriji, because several times he expressed that I've really been missing a great friend several times now, not just once and twice. And it continues to be the case. And so he makes it a point to bring up Patriji's message everywhere that he's going and talking. Great to have the spiritual ambassador. And then Patriji, it's all Sar's impressions, simple for him. I mean, he's not seen anybody openly talks about it. I've not seen him openly talk about any other master at the moment. The way he's talking, bringing about PSS movement, because he loves the meditation so simple. And he loves the simplicity of us. And that's what Patriji is. Simplicity, simple meditation, simple message. Spiritual science is simple, common. Thank you.
Yeah, Patriji has been a symbol of simplicity, the simplest man, speaking simple things, but very profoundly. In that simplicity, there was so much profoundness, and we are all here united. We know each other. We are being with each other. And for all of us, it's just one source, Patriji. And we are here united and carrying forward his mission, carrying forward his dream to spread meditation, to talk about vegetarianism, to make everyone vegetarians. And it is now, we are, each and every pyramid master has become a torchbearer of PSSM now. And we are here to take this ahead in whatever capacity that we can, how much ever we can. Even every pyramid master, even every child of the Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement is doing this. And I'm so grateful for everyone, towards everyone, that Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement have taken this forward, have taken that mission in their own hands, and now are leading it like beautiful leaders.
Last night, I was here in Vizag doing a full moon meditation in the pyramid here, holding a session. 12 o'clock, the meditation ended, and one master, she just got up and she took the mic. She dropped out of 7th grade. We didn't know. She started talking, the typical. She's 7th grade. What do you expect? She was always been farming in the interiors of Visakhapatnam, so there is an accent. And she started talking, and he said, "I solved this. I solved that with meditation. I see everyday masters." Patriji came in and said, because she asked him a question in her meditation. Patriji came in. She asked him a question that no, that particular person is still not settled. He said, "Let everybody work for themselves." Specific, that is the message she got. Patriji came in and told. And then she said, "My children and my whole life, I've been one thing I had this strong intention to take care of my family because she lost her husband very, very early at 25 years, basically 3-4 years after marriage. And she had to raise children. She had to take care of my husband's parents, and no money and then no education. But she only had one thing, this strong intention that I have to somehow take care of them." And today she was sharing yesterday night that her daughter-in-law is working with the Nobel laureate, Nobel Prize winner for 1-year assignment. Her son is doing some major things, and they're all doing PhDs. And then this person, 7th grade dropout from a village, and had these deep spiritual intentions, came into, of course, PSS movement about a couple of years ago. But the message that she gave was that meditation was fabulous because whatever that health she had problems we had, whatever that intentions about people getting settled fully are happening now in the last 2-3 years after coming to meditation. And the core message is just like what Patriji was. If I remember Patriji, there's only one thing. His constant pursuit to make a difference, his constant pursuit to take that message every minute, only but talk about meditation, to bring the conversation around vegetarianism, meditation. And that's really what she was echoing, that if you have that constant fire about making a difference, you're going to make it. Doesn't matter what it is. And so I thought it was very appropriate. And I keep remembering Patriji just for that. Every time I saw him, every month he would come to Bangalore. I make it a point wherever I am that take a day off at least and then go and meet him. It doesn't matter. Only then we get charged up. We know the amount of work that he's doing, the mission is carrying, the pursuit and intensity. And so we take a little bit of it. That's good. It keeps it as going forward. What our intention we set, it's got to happen because we have that intention around it. The energy is going. Where your attention goes, the energy flows. Simple. And then the manifestation happens. So all the swag warriors, which is entire PSS movement.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we all know how he used to love planting trees. Wherever he goes, if he didn't find a tree, as like, he used to ask all the pyramid masters, "What are you guys doing? Why aren't you planting trees?" So he used to plant a tree, then everybody used to follow him. Like, oh yes, Patriji is planting the trees, even I will plant a tree. So it was like a whole competition going on because, Patriji planted a tree. And that was so wonderful. And there's a message that everyone says that, so just take the first step and everyone will follow. And that is what, each and every pyramid master is doing, that they're taking the first step. The thing is that you need to take the first step. Just take the step. Don't overthink about it. Don't just, let all the fears and all the insecurities go away and just take the first step. That's what he used to say. Do it. Don't just wish for it. Work for it. So that's there are many other things that you can learn from Patriji, and it's innumerable, it's infinite, so many things. And if you just go on talking, you keep on talking, it will never end. So these are just a few things which might help our viewers over here, audience over here, to know Yeah.
I wanted to connect this aspect of protecting the Mother Earth animals. And usually I've deeply understood the SARS work always, it's all about energy, it's all about thought, it's all about creation, right? What you intend is what you create, what you think is what you become. And so when I bring it up, since there are many senior meditators, when I bring up this concept of nature, to me, it's about experiencing and recognizing a connection to it through our meditations every day. So this topic that I wanted to bring in, and in fact, let me prelude this. Patriji used to say, love, I'm not really, never, I don't use the word love, but I use the word oneness. Ekatvam, oneness. You always encourage using the word oneness. I never understood that deeply, the feeling of oneness. You know, if you're a dreamer and if you have this experience of oneness before, then you can figure it out, you know it. But if you didn't have one, then intellectually trying to transcend, it is difficult. Until the time I chanced upon this quantum physics theory of how we're all really connected and how this whole oneness is happening scientifically. And then the more I understood it, the more I experienced it in meditation. And so the more we understand, we experience it, the less separate the nature is that animals are from it. And so the more we naturally embrace them, and then the fears drop, and then automatically we start making friends with them, right? Not dealing with them as anybody else. And so I thought I'll take a few minutes to just talk about what's happening in meditation of becoming one with this quantum field, which is our consciousness. And so if we understand scientifically that this is really what's happening, and so this is where nature is part of it, I think it becomes very natural for people to start thinking about in the direction that is me. That's me. So if I'm hesitating to pluck some piece of hair from my body, then I better be also thinking along the same lines here when I'm trying to take away something, you know. Even if it is a small plant that is a weed, I must really be thinking about what's the purpose. Is there a purpose before I take a weed out? It's got to be that level of consciousness arise. So shall I speak for a few minutes on this quantum field? All right. So let's see, I'll try to. It helps. What I find is with Patriji's scientific temperament, and I always wanted to question things in understanding what's happening to us in meditation. And when we say our intentions and thoughts create realities, how is it happening, right? I think that connection was required for me. And then while in that pursuit, it became very clear that we are so intricately connected. So quantum physicist Niels Bohr said that everything we call real is made of things that cannot be regarded as real. Now we're going deep spiritual, right? We're understanding this, but it's very scientific. It's quantum physicist. Einstein said, when you try to deal with matters of reality, the laws are not certain. If laws are certain, then they are not differently dealing with reality. Basically, you're saying that what you think is real is not real. If you feel it's all certain, it is all predictable, then it is not, you're not representing reality. That is near reality, but the reality is changing, is unpredictable. It's not really there. They're saying what we call matter is really not that it's all energy and emptiness. The matter that we see is limited in time and space, and it is there, but then it is a moment. So how do we explain it? We go in a little more deeply to understand. And quantum physics have always been going into the intricately inside, right? They're going into the micro level. Our body, everything that we see has, our body has organs to molecules to atoms, and you go deep inside the atoms, right? A little bit of physics there. But when you go inside our body, or to any, for that matter, anything that's out there, deep inside, they're finding that everything is made up of subatomic particles that are broken down. They're all deeply inside. Everything is there, subatomic particles. We know below atoms, there is something else, the quanta. the energy particles, the electrons, the neutrons, they're all there. Now, what they found is that the inside, everything is emptiness. How much empty? 99.9999%, 11, 12 lines empty, after decimal. If it is a big number that's difficult to pronounce and say, okay, can you round it up and make it simple? And then we know it from mathematics, we make it 100%, right? An atom is basically 100% empty, filled with energy. So now what we're talking is that whatever that we're seeing as real, our body, or everything that we see around, is what quantum physicists are saying is really empty and full of energy. But then what are we seeing? We're only seeing matter, material things all the time. We are trained to see that. Ever since we are born, we're trained to see the matter, and so we see the matter. You say, hey, it is a glass, it is a cup, it's phone, it is tablet, it is cot, it is house. We're trained, and so we see only matter. Nobody ever trained us until we came into meditation to start seeing aura, the energy. I'm sure if we are trained and the world is training us around to watch the energy around every individual, every object, we will start seeing the energy field there because it's a matter of training, right? And so we are by default attached to this tiny matter, which is how much? Almost non-existent in the entire quantum field, in the entire universe. So what they're finding is that everywhere it is all emptiness and energy. Everything is emptiness energy. So it is a big field of energy waves everywhere. So whether you take a people, whether you take places, whether you take things, whether you take nature that is out, a physical nature out there, the animals, whatever that exists out there, is all nothing but a big field of energy waves deep inside. They're fascinated even further to look at and say, those particles like electrons and neutrons, what we think are matter, like marbles, like matter, right? Marble ball is like a strong, solid matter. We thought, we were told, electron has got weight and mass, and neutron, which is central to an atom, has weight and mass. But they found that is also energy by default. So first of all, everything is energy, everything is emptiness and energy. So we're all 99.99% is completely emptiness and energy. And if it's energy as a wave, as you see in the picture here, right side, this is all wave. What is the nature of the wave? The nature of the wave is keeps traversing, going around. So you are an energy field, I am an energy field, every animal is an energy field. And so that the energy waves are going around everywhere. Because there's no boundaries, like your TV waves, the radio waves. They start somewhere and they keep traversing hundreds and hundreds of miles, right? Unlike an atom, which is on the left side, which is more of unlike a particle, which is more of fixed, but the energy is spreading. And so your energy, you being an energy field, because we're all empty inside, filled with energy, and my energy, everybody's energy, animals' energy, nature energy, all connected. That's the first thing quantum physics have found, is that we are an intricately connected energy field. There is no separation. Tell me, if you take three sources of light, one blue color, green color, red color, three light bulbs are there. And once the lights are on, is it possible to separate that light and say whose light is what? They all get mixed up. They're so connected, right? So the first thing that they said. Second thing is, what they said is, at a subatomic particle level, that means at that electron-neutron level, they said that they're also acting as energy by default. Whatever they thought, it's all, whatever we all thought, that little bit of matter that we thought there is matter in our body, that little bit that makes us think we are material self, that is also energy. That's what they said. Quantum physics found that when the electrons are by default energy. I was fascinated when I read this in the year 2014-15. I was studying this quantum physics, where it said our body, the electrons in our body are the matter in our body is becoming energy and then becoming matter 6 to 8 times a second. In our body, we become energy and matter 6 to 8 times a second, all the electrons deep inside. So in the cells, if you take trillions of electrons, they become energy and matter, energy and matter, energy and matter. They're faster, they oscillate fast enough that we don't recognize that we are actually energy. Instead, we only see as matter because we're conditioned to think that way. But Patriji, always, and to me, Patriji is living consciousness, living energy. He never cared for the body. He never looked around as a body. For him, there's no body consciousness. It's always there. To be training ourselves, to see ourselves as energy by default. And then that's what our meditation, there's a connection to meditation, because meditation moves us to experience that energy field. So coming back on this concept, first of all, we are all in energy. So we are a big energy field connected to each other, just like, source of light bulbs that are there everywhere. And they all come on, they become one light source. There's no multiple sources. Multiple sources become one. You can't separate it. So we're all the same, connected. Second, whatever little matter that we think we are, that is there, but that's also energy by default. And what is making it matter? Our observation is making it matter. Our observation is nothing but a thought and feeling. So this is this quantum physics experiment. Due to the paucity of time, I won't play this experiment video, but it is a 4-minute video that I want you to go and see on the internet, called double slit experimentation by Alan Wolf. This experimentation demonstrates very clearly how our thoughts become matter, our thoughts become experience of our life, right? By using this quantum physics principle. So if our electrons and neutrons of yours and mine, they're all there as energy by default, but they become matter with our observation. Observation is thought and feeling. So the more we are able to put our thought or feeling onto something that you want to experience, the more we bring it up into our life. So that field is there as a single large field is there. It's like a ball of yarn, it's there. What is there in it? All your mind, everybody, entire nature's, entire universe's energy particles are there. Now it's up to us what experience we make out of it. And how do you make an experience out of it? Through a thought and feeling. So that's why we say we're constant creators. If you take a thread, yarn is there, thread is there, the ball of thread, you can take it and form it into any shape. And so it's the same way that energy field, where everything is energy, formless, as in the quantum field, which is what we call the existence, the entire universe, multiverse, is all there as energy. And without thought, without feeling, because quantum physicists have observed that when they start throwing electrons to a screen, they expected the electrons as balls, marble balls. When they start throwing straight onto your wall, when you throw a ball onto your wall, what happens? You see that it is going straight, because if you throw a ball straight, it'll go straight. But when they threw electrons, they didn't go straight. Instead, they start going here, there, going on left side, right side, going all over. And the end result is when they threw electrons straight, rather than forming a straight line on a wall in front where they're hitting, they're forming a band because they're going everywhere. That's when they recognize electrons have a wavy nature, their energy. So they're confused. They said, what's happening? I'm trying to send electrons. Emma is quiet. I'm trying to send electrons. And what's happening? And so they put an observer. They put somebody and a person observing them. When they start observing and saying, hey, I'm sending electrons as matter, and it cannot go everywhere, it should go straight, then start going straight. Pretty simple. So by default, an electron is energy wave, but then only when it started putting observation, when they put and say, I'm seeing an electron sending straight, it's a particle, it must go straight, just like I'm throwing a ball, and went straight. So they removed the observer, and then it started becoming energy. They won't put the observer, again, it is matter. So observation creates possibilities, means reference that we derive, and so we apply it. And so our observation brings these experiences into a reality. So this quantum field is a field of wholeness, connectedness, where we're all connected. We're not separate. Everything is there. Our meditation is helping us to tune into these possibilities. Our meditation every day. Now, what's happening in meditation? I wanted to just put a slide and then cover what's happening in meditation. Our every thought is about a person or a place or a thing in a given time frame. Just think about this. Every thought you have, the thought could be about this event today, this class today. It could be about 10 days ago, what happened. It could be about your marriage day 20 years ago. That is back in time. Either it exists physically now or it doesn't exist, but exists in memory, right? It's always about somebody or some being. It's about something. It's in a given place. It's always about just these three things. Sun is a star and it just has so much energy. A thought, it's about sun. It's about that energy, right? And so it's always there. Now, when we train ourselves to observe our breath, when you're observing our breath, friends, so what's happening? Slowly, we are moving our attention away from our thought. And so, as I observe our breath, where there's no energy, so that has to die down, because where your attention goes, energy flows. There's a quantum physics. Observation creates possibility. So observation is on the breath. And so then suddenly the thoughts go down, the mind becomes empty, because there's nothing to inflate the thought. And so our mind is slowly, the thoughts are dropping, because our energy is somewhere else. And so the mind is becoming empty. So when my mind becomes empty, what's happening? We are losing all the thought. That means we are losing the sense of matter. What is matter? Our body, our environment, everything that we ever know, the people, places, things, the furniture, everything that knew past or now. All that is matter, that thing that we hold into a form in our mind. And so all of that goes away. So what do we experience then? If quantum physics say we are 0.01% matter and 99.99% energy, all our life is chasing matter. And so that matter is dropped in meditation. And so we suddenly start experiencing this whole field of energy. We are experiencing our wholeness, the connectedness. When we experience that energy is where you are connected with every animal out there. We're connected with every person out there. There's no separation. They're connected. The feeling comes. The nature is inside it, because it's not something, it's matter, it is inside. The nature is there inside of us. So we experience that wholeness of us. That's when I understood, when Patriji said oneness is there, we're all connected as one single source of a light. That's like all the light bulbs become one. They're all one. And so meditation is helping us, and we start experiencing what is innately inside, that quantum field, that whole field where everybody is connected. And so meditation helps us every day that we are experiencing it. The more we experience it, the more whole we become, because we are whole. We are unlimited, of course. The field property is unlimited. That means any number of possibilities, anything exists out there. Because we said it's like a big ball of yarn. You can decide what you want to do with it through your thought, because your observation is going in and then creating a possibility or experience, bringing it in. Right? So the two properties we become, dear friends, with meditation, and which is important in the concept of nature and protecting. When Patriji said friendship is there, oneness is there, friendship is there. When you experience this wholeness every day, and then when you experience this unlimited, so we are experiencing that oneness. We are oneness with everything. And so how do you translate it? Friendship. He said friendship with three. Friendship with yourself, of course, is there. Friendship with everybody else, of course, is there. But friendship with animals and nature is the third thing. Friendship, three things, because that's our wholeness. It's natural to become friendly with others, but then becoming friendship with the nature and animals is the third thing. And then we are experiencing it is meditation every day to be that whole, that connection. And so then we come out, we drop our difference with people. We come out and I contemplate and say, I must be a lot more careful in the way I deal with that plant, in the way I deal with this animal. This is what is happening, dear friends. So our core message of meditation is naturally bringing us close and close to it. But however, we must be amplifying the message as mindfulness is the practice to become mindful of everything around us. And so then we are amplifying as our creation. The nature is our creation, animals are our creation, because you're part of the field. Together we are creating it. And so we are protecting and we must amplify this message. It gives me great. Every time I understood this and every time I talk about this to people and say, look at your connection. So why is it separate? If you are 99%, you are just that energy, and then in that energy has the nature, and there is animals, and everything is there. Then why is it separate? The more you can meditate, the more you can feel it, the less you find that it is separate, and so you're going to make that as one. I'll tell you, our manifestation is happening best when we become that whole and whole and whole. It happens best when we are operating from this wholeness as one with everything, not a separate being. And so any mindfulness practice to go and talk to trees, something I do so much regularly, to go and talk to the trees, because, one must read these books of Anastasia. Just loved it. Every bit of that books of Anastasia, you must go back and read. I'm sure you're recommending Pari as, for Go Green project. I mean, say a SWAG project. I think Anastasia books are amazing, right? And how much she's encouraging so many Russians are now farming, going and then taking fields and farming, and in the farm means naturally our animals are protected, right? So this is amazing. A fistful of sand or soil has lot many beings and creatures and a lot many beings than everybody in the entire world population. That is the amount of nature's existence and everything that is there intricately. But the more we feel that oneness, the more we develop that habit of protecting, naturally becoming one, friendly with it. And if you want to live a greater life, you got to become one. And one is with people is one thing, but the nature has to become one. We have to see it as part of us. We have to take care of it. That's when our thoughts manifest much more, because you are seeing truly as one. That means you are accessing every bit of that possibility from anything, because we know it. Our synchronicities, our messages can come from not only people, it comes from nature. Suddenly an eagle flies. Suddenly a bird goes away and then gives you a message. And if your vibration is not great, it's not coming anywhere near you. Our vibration has to be good for it to come anywhere near us. Otherwise, it's not even coming. The animals are not even coming. The vibration that it's all me, it's all part of me, has to happen. And so any amount of mindfulness practices will help of consciously remembering ourselves that it is this and it is me. And so then we plant trees, we save water, we think about it. Mindfulness practice to segregate waste. I mean, we do all of this. We are a proud community in Bangalore, Rainbow Drive, whatever it's called. We have so much, the whole community is so focused towards protecting in terms of nature. There's a huge amount of tree covers. A lot of every house has a rainwater well, and segregating dry and wet waste so that it can be easily processed with less energy and environment. A lot of things are done in our mindfully done in our community. So when I meditated, all of this became very seamless to me, that yes, it has to be a process from inside, not something from outside. And it became easy to do it. No longer grudge and do, instead you do it very naturally. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Faris, so thank you. And thank you all for joining and wanting to make a difference through this beautiful project, which is everything of PSS movement. Thank you.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much, Chandra. That was so beautiful. The presentation was so beautiful, and it was very scientific, up to the point, and very clear, very, very, very apt, very clear. And I'm sure even a non-science person will be able to understand what you're trying to say. And that was so beautiful. Thank you so much for taking us through that subject. And each and every day has been a learning for all of us. And everyone is a teacher over here. And thank you for being our teacher today and teaching us something which we didn't know, or which we have to give a thought. And that is the beauty of every day, that every day is a new learning for all of us. Thank you so much, Chandra. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, we're all eternal students in Patriji's words, our spiritual science. So wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you all. Hi, Dharmendra, it's great to see you. Anita ji, I think, is doing a fabulous job. 30 days, 30 masters coordinating. She was prompt in yesterday reaching out to me, and then it became so quick. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Yes, Anita has been, great in her job, taking the responsibility of doing the 30 days and coordinating with the guests, and constantly on track, being right on track, contacting the speakers, and organizing everything. She's an amazing person.
And I would like to thank you both and Parinita Di for giving me the opportunity to perform and to serve you all and serve PSSM. We all, whoever is working back end, they all are so grateful to be connected with PSSM. Thank you so much, really. And tomorrow we'll be again with new topic, which will be taken by Master Ganesh. And please do join in at 6:30 tomorrow.
Wonderful.
So I'll wind up.
Yes, my dear friends, and if anyone has anything to share, if you want to speak with Chandra, or if you want to ask something, please raise your hands, and we'll be unmuting you. We'll just take 10 minutes more to seek questions, or if you have anything to share, anything, you can share about your meditation experience. You can ask a question, share your thoughts, insights. Yes, Tejal.
Good morning, Atma Vandan. Wanted to ask, what are the good books you suggest? Because, I feel like whenever I'm in the spirituality, I get all the, feeling connected. But there are certain, close family members, just like my son, he's 24, he has his own set of mind. So, how to make the way you made it so simple, the complicated things, and connecting the physics with the spirituality. So how we can recommend, to the younger generation also, and he can read the good books, what you have suggesting today. So can have that connection feel and the concrete base of it. And I'm not able to explain maybe, but
Yes.
I want the connection.
I understand, madam,
yeah.
every mother's feeling. How do I bring my younger generation into it? Right? No
Yeah.
doubt. Patriji introduced me to some books. One of them is Tao of Physics. Tao of Physics is a book which is about 30 years old, written. And most recent ones that, in fact, he has introduced this book, which is an amazing, amazing book, and master, Dr. Joe Dispenza, has a book called You Are the Placebo, right? And if you take that, and in fact, he gave this in the year 2015, I remember, sometime in April or so, he read it, and then he said, Chandra, you must read this book, right? It is, so that's a great book to, so younger generation, if they read that, and then they read Mind to Matter, another book. And third one is Biology of Belief. These three books, if they read, they will get entire clarity, they get total clarity of what meditation is all about. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. All of 3 books I have at home.
You have it.
So yeah. Thank you
And
so much.
you just have to keep giving it to him again and again.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tejal. Yes, Harika, you can unmute yourself. Yes.
Yeah, first of all, happy morning, everyone. Thank you so much, sir, for an amazing session, Chandra sir, and amazing meditation also. And I will share one experience. Recently, ఏమైందంటే నేను చాలా సాడ్గా ఉన్నాను. సో ఎందుకు సాడ్గా ఉన్నానంటే సమ్ జాబ్ విషయం మీద కొంచెం డల్ అయ్యాను. జాబ్ ఇంకా రావట్లేదు అని చెప్పేసి. సో నేచర్తో కొంచెం మాట్లాడదామని టెర్రస్ ఎక్కాను. నేచర్తో మాట్లాడుతూ ఉన్నాను. మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటే నాకు సడన్ గా ఒక థాట్ వచ్చింది. నేచర్ నేనంటే మీకు ఎంత ఇష్టం అని చెప్పి ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అడిగాను. సో ఆ క్వశ్చన్ అడగంగానే ఒక చిన్న ఏమంటారు, ఒక చిన్న సింబాలిక్ గా ఒకటి వచ్చిందనమాట. ఒక హెవీ విండ్ అనేది నన్ను తాకి వెళ్ళిపోయింది. సో నేను అన్నాను, ఇదే నా సిగ్నల్ అని చెప్పి అన్నాను. కానీ నాకు అర్థమయ్యేటట్టుగా నాకు ఆ సిగ్నల్ ఇవ్వండి అని చెప్పి అనుకున్నాను. కానీ ఆ సిగ్నల్ రాలేదు. సరే అని చెప్పేసి ఇంకా 5 మినిట్స్ ఆ చందమామని చూస్తూ మాట్లాడుతూ ఉన్నాను. సో తర్వాత ఏమైందంటే ఆ చందమామ కింద మేఘాలతో హార్ట్ సింబల్ వచ్చింది. అది 1 సెకండ్ ఉంది, తర్వాత వెళ్ళిపోయింది. జస్ట్ అలా బ్లింక్ అయ్యి తర్వాత డివైడ్ అయిపోయింది హార్ట్ సింబల్. సో అప్పుడు నాకు అనిపించింది, అంటే నేచర్ కి అంటే ఇష్టము అని చెప్పేసి చాలా హ్యాపీ అనిపించింది. ఏడుపు కూడా వచ్చేసింది, ఏడ్చేసాను. దట్ ఈస్ రీసెంట్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అన్నమాట. చాలా మంచిగా అనిపించింది. మనం చెప్తూ ఉంటారు కదా, భూమి మీద మనకి ఏదైనా వర్క్ ఉంటేనే మనం ఇక్కడ ఉంటాము, లేకపోతే మనం ఇంకా వేరే ప్లేసెస్ లో ఉండగలము అని చెప్పేసి. సో నా వర్క్ ఇక్కడ భూమి మీద ఉంది మెడిటేషన్ పరంగా. సో నేను అది నేను చెయ్యాలి అని చాలా గట్టిగా సంకల్పం పెట్టుకున్నాను. అండ్ ఈ సండే లోపు నాకు జాబ్ రావాలి అని ఒక సంకల్పం పెట్టుకున్నాను. పరి అక్క చెప్పే అఫర్మేషన్స్ డైలీ పాటిస్తూ నాకు జాబ్ రావాలి ఒక గట్టి సంకల్పంతో ఉన్నాను. సో ఐ హోప్ ఖచ్చితంగా జాబ్ వస్తుంది. యా, థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ దిస్ ఆపర్చునిటీ అక్క. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.
సండేని ఎందుకు పెట్టుకున్నారు?
యా, సండే అంటే మా బ్రదర్ బర్త్డే అనమాట. అంటే తన బర్త్డే కల్లా నాకు వచ్చేయాలి అని చెప్పేసి ఒక ఇది పెట్టుకున్నాను అంతే.
యా, మేనిఫెస్టేషన్ లో టైం ఉండదు. టైం పెట్టుకోకుండా ఉంటే దెన్ వి రిసీవ్ ఆల్వేస్ ద బెస్ట్. వన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, one master, some of you might have heard of Ladini. COVID time, she came in and said, sir, I'm not enjoying what I'm doing right now, and so I want to get into another project. Basically, she's not enjoying that. And so she basically has to change the company. And then she said, okay, so I would like to manifest a beautiful job where I could enjoy this and where I can speak about meditation, all that. I said, fine. So then she started the process. She said, I'll take 1 year, because she didn't believe. She was also looking for twice the amount of salary and all that. So I said, I'm taking a goal for 1 year. By next year, this time, it's common, right? We say next year, this time, I'd like to have it. Then I said, why do you want the time? Are you not going to be happy if you're going to get it in 4 months? Why you keep the time? Leave it to the field. And precisely exactly after 5 months, she realized that new job with double the salary that she was looking for and other things. Time is in the field of quantum. Time and space are not ours. Where and when is not ours. We leave it to that. Instead, you wish for it, right? You have your intention. Would you care if the job happens to be only here somewhere else? Would it have to be that company, right? A lot of things that we have to really be clear why I want what I want. A lot of times we limit ourselves by saying here, this time, this place, this job, this thing, right? We got to have enough clarity. Otherwise, keep it as broad and as possible, right? And then no time. No time and space. Time and space means then we are unhappy if we didn't get it by that time, right? There's one thing that is that problem. Second, we limit the potential. You might be probably be eligible for 10 times more bigger and better, but then by putting a constraint, so you're getting limiting. So you got to have enough clarity around it. That's all it is. If there's no real meaning, don't put time. If there's no real meaning, we don't put time. But yes, your wishes will have to come true. We say tadastu to it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sarika. And through you, we got to know a new point from Chandra. And that is what we do, because we ask everyone to come and share your experiences so that all of us can learn from it. So thank you, Harika, for doing that. And thank you so much, Chandra, for being here, for, teaching us what what we might know, and opening up about the scientific facts about the quantum physics. Thank you so much for doing that, Chandra.
Thank you. Thank you for it. It's wonderful. Thank you. It's all, everything is Patriji sir. To me, there's no other words, because whether all the subjects are taught by him, and then is encouraged by him to go on and study deeply. He gave me this book, introduced me to this Exploration of Consciousness website, EOC Institute.
Mm-hmm.
EOC Institute. Because somebody gave him that, and then so he said, Chandra, you read this. And 30% of what I teach in our 40-day program, a lot of scientific facts come from that, right?
Mm.
About how meditation, our body, our mind health, our mental health, depressions, and everything that is being solved, how meditation is scientifically solving, is there in that website, eocinstitute.org, if anybody wants to scientifically know. So Sar might not have directly taught some of these because it's not necessary for him at that level, but then he always made pointers. Everything that I've learned is through him. That's why I'm eternal grateful. So he taught all the subjects, and then he said, go and figure it out, right? Go read more. And then he always introduced books and sites. So like that. And that's why I think people love him. Now, even though he's not physically present, the more I meet many masters around as I'm traveling with us, CEO masters, many of them, they connected to the Enlightenment Hour so much. Every one of them bring up Enlightenment Hour. Every one of them. We are bringing out a book called The Miracles of Meditation, actually, the 40-day meditation. And so many places they refer Patriji and then Enlightenment Hour, because it comes naturally for them. And they're writing their experiences. Because the wisdom is so simple, so straight, so profound. Grateful to Patriji once again. Just that way. I love it.
Absolutely. We all love him. We all love him for what? I don't know. I mean, we can go on and on and on for everything. For bringing meditation into everyone's life, for bringing the light into everyone's life. Just his presence was enough. So really, really grateful for Patriji for bringing this beauty into our lives.
Absolutely.
Let us all just be grateful to him just for once. And because day after tomorrow it's his birthday, and we are all, as PSSM, is celebrating his birthday in a grand way.
Yes, I'm participating in 3 functions that day.
Wow, that's amazing.
Morning, one function here. Evening, we're doing a function. Morning by Vizag Masters, Revati Garu and others. And then evening, we are doing a function in our pyramid, big function by Sar. And then morning 6 to 8, Buddha Sivo global session, Patriji celebrations. And then I'll see how to join this if I can join in between. Right.
Yes, if possible.
3 of them are committed. Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful. Wow. What more can we ask for than to celebrate the entire day with Patriji? And it's not that we are not celebrating with Patriji on the other days, but that's a special day. November 11th is a special day, my dear friends. Let us all wish Patriji a very, very, very happy 75th birthday. And I remember Patriji was saying, Arey, Baba, I'm going to become 75 this year. That is awesome. He's like, oh yeah, now you're just 74. You're very young now. You're becoming 75 next year. I was like, okay. So yeah, it was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Thank you. Thank you all. We'll still leave, or we have more?
No. We are done.